Our next inductee, Mark Smith. This is another terrific story, and again, I hope this one's true. Mark was playing hockey at the Steinberg for the Steinberg team over at Steinberg Rink, but apparently he was, as you could see in his bio, with the level of hockey that he has played at, the different players that he has played with, was quite a terrific hockey player. And as you can tell from the different speeches and things that you've heard tonight, and for those of you that know the St. Louis amateur scene so doggone well, when you get a player like this, the competition to get him to play for your team also must be pretty doggone good. And apparently Mr. Collette was recruiting Mark to play for Webster. Well, this bothered the coach so doggone well there at Steinberg that Steinberg and Webster about to play, and they're supposed to play the first game of the year. And the Steinberg coach decided that, well, you got to love old school hockey, even if it is at that amateur level. Okay, if he's going to decide to jump ship and go play for that team, he's going to put a bounty on his head. And apparently the message to the rest of the team was, first shift, no matter who it is, where it is, or what it is, get him out of the game. That was it. Now, I don't know if that got back to Mark or not, but apparently they were getting ready for the game, and a couple days before he showed up and decided to continue playing with the Steinberg team. So he must have made the right decision. He didn't get hurt. He went on to have a terrific hockey career, and he's our next inductee into St. Louis Amateur Hockey Hall of Fame, Mark Smith.
By the way, could we give Mr. Kerber a round of applause for doing a great job tonight? Also, I want to start off by thanking the Hall of Fame committee, and I know you've heard their names several times tonight, but these three people are unbelievable. So I really want to give them their due. I'm going to ask Bruce Affleck to stand up, Scott Rupp, John Farrar over here, and give them a wave. These people have been unbelievable, and they've treated us people up here with total class. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you.
You're already in.
Yeah. Bruce said I'd get free tickets if I did that.
Somebody get that guy another drink.
I also want to thank the generous sponsors up here for the St. Louis Blues and for this this Hockey Hall of Fame group, because the sponsors helped make this all possible, and I want to thank them. Also, the Blues alumni for being here. It's great to see the Blues players here. They're so much a part of the community, and I know that everybody wants to come out here and see them. So thanks for you guys to come out and take your time and celebrate with us. I want to recognize three people and remember them that are no longer with us. First of all, my mom, my dad, and my brother Bob. They were always proud of me. I know they're proud of me tonight, and I'm certainly thinking about them. I also want to recognize my lovely wife, Shelley, over here. She enhances the quality of my life. She enriches my life, and I have a better life because she's in it. Thank you, honey. I also want to thank these people up here. I'm the player here. I'm not the referee. I'm not the manager. I'm not the water boy. I'm the player. Can you just think about how much time these individuals have put into amateur hockey in St. Louis? 1,500 games or victories, organizing teams, managing. I mean, that's incredible to me. There's a book out called The Road Less Traveled, written by a psychiatrist named M. Scott Peck, who just passed away recently. And he said, if you love something, you'll spend time with it. I can't even imagine how much time these people up here have given to boys and kids in amateur hockey. Please recognize them one more time. Also, I want to thank all of you up here for all the people that have played for you. And so thanks for them. It's an honor to be in this class with you guys. I'm overwhelmed to be up here. I also want to thank all my people for coming, my group. It means a lot to me that you all came here tonight. You mean a lot to me. Thanks again. I need to recognize and I want to recognize my brothers, Tom. I'll start with Bruce. He was the stick boy for the St. Louis Braves. And I went to my first game with him, and I sat up in the crowd, and I was hooked, and I said, I'm going to be a hockey player. I'm going to start playing hockey. But I hadn't been around any hockey players. I was up in the old barn in the arena, and I didn't know what all that equipment was they had on. So I went to Steinberg to sign up for practice. And before I did, I said to my dad, you know, they're telling me I need equipment. And he said, well, we're on a pretty tight budget. I don't know if we can do it. I didn't know what kind of pants hockey players wore, so I got a pair of gym shorts. And I took a gray football helmet and got a screwdriver and took the, whatever you call that, face guard off. And I showed up at hockey practice in my gym shorts with my football helmet, and these guys over here laughed me out of the place, and it hurt my feelings. So I said, you know, that hurt my feelings. Give me a year or two and we'll see who's laughing then. And I got a hockey helmet. Anyway, so Bruce was a stick boy with the Braves, and I started hanging outside the locker room, and the Blues trainer, Louis Varga, St. Louis Braves, he gave me a job as a stick boy, and I got started there. Then my brother Gunnar over here, he was a stick boy with the Braves and then with the Blues, and us three had a lot of fun together. I mentioned my mom a minute ago. I think she was a natural referee. My two brothers and I were playing hockey in the basement with a tennis ball, and we got into a big fight. And my mom was upstairs, and she came running downstairs screaming, "Stop it, quit it, stop right now." And one of us was on top of the other, and we looked up, and my mom had a hockey stick like this saying, "I said stop." That was the fastest fight ever broken up in history. I also want to thank a woman who's no longer with us, Mary Loddicky. Mary grew up in Dogtown, and she's the mother of Kenny Loddicky over here. She gave us a zillion rides from Dogtown over to Steinberg Rink. And she just really supported us, and I'm thinking about her tonight. You remember that movie Stand By Me, where the boys walk down the railroad tracks together? Well, I had a group. Our group were 4 boys, and it was Kenny Loddicky over here, Jimmy Bueller over here, Timmy Loddicky, and myself. And occasionally, we didn't have a ride to Steinberg from Dogtown, and we would always stay over at Kenny's on Friday night. And if we couldn't get a ride, we'd get up about 4 in the morning, get dressed at Kenny's, walk through Forest Park alone, and we were young, and we were scared. So we worked out a plan. 2 boys carried all 4 bags, and those 2 guys carried the extra sticks. And we had a kid out front with a stick already cocked, ready to go. And we had a kid in the back with a stick ready to hit anybody who came out of any bush anywhere. And we did that because we wanted to get to practice early and get some extra ice time. I just have to tell you this. We were at Kenny's one night, Kenny Loddicky's, and Jimmy Bueller was with us, and Jimmy went upstairs for something, and Kenny reached in Bueller's bag and pulled his hockey skates out, and there was a concrete floor. Kenny slid Jimmy Bueller's skates all the way across the floor to me and said, "Smitty, push them back to me." We did this about 4 times and put them back in his bag. The next morning at practice, we told the whole team about it and said, "Don't tell Bueller." He was falling down the whole day, and the whole team was laughing, and he's like, "What are you guys laughing about?"